Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and privilege to stand before you in this great organization today to receive this award which you have so generously and kindly have chosen to bestow upon me. I am deeply humbled by the gesture of genuine friendship and generosity. I received this award not because of any personal merit, which I don't have, but as a symbol of the profound political, emotional, and spiritual ties that exist between the Jewish people and Paraguay. I am convinced that no nation, no culture, no religious heritage has shaped and influenced Western civilization as profoundly as the Jewish people. For more than 4,000 years, your people has built, generation after generation, the most enduring and meaningful ideas of our civilization. These contributions have helped preserve humanity, particularly through the profound moral and philosophical principles that continue to guide us. So let me begin by saying the most simple, yet at the same time most powerful words that any human being can say. Thank you very much. I want to celebrate today the enduring and historical friendship between the people of the great nations of Paraguay and Israel. I'm convinced that there exists an indestructible bond between Paraguay and the Jewish people, a bond that is built not upon mere political convenience or expediency, but upon our shared commitment to principles that transcend space and time, principles like peace, justice, and sovereignty of nations. But above all, the principle of solidarity and true brotherhood. Paraguay has been one of the countries that has most vigorously stood beside Israel after the criminal, weak, and cowardly attacks of October 7, 2023. This atrocious act that claimed the life of over 1,400 innocent people, including individuals from more than 20 countries, was not only an assault on Israel, but on humanity itself. Today, in the name of David Schwarzman, an Israeli Paraguayan who was killed that day, and of the innocent men, women, and children who remain in captivity, held criminally hostage by Hamas, I stand before you to say to this victim that we do not forget them, and that we condemn with all of our heart those miserable hands, full of hatred and violence. To these criminals, we come here to say, you have not won. No. Hate is not stronger than love. Violence is not stronger than peace. Barbarism is not stronger than humanity. Cowards, know that you will be defeated. It is in the most difficult and trying times that we come to know the value of our true friends, of our real brothers and sisters. Everyone is a friend when things go smoothly, when the weather is fair. But we are living truly decisive days. These are not time for timid, for the lukewarm. This is the reason why in December of last year I took the decision to move the Paraguayan embassy in Israel to the eternal capital of Jerusalem. Precisely when the world seems to once again abandon Israel, forget the Jewish brethren, when everyone seems to be turning their back on this country, Paraguay is here to say, we are with you, our dear friends. We will not abandon Israel. There is so much truth in Elahan Leib Levinsky's words. Without Jerusalem, the land of Israel is a body without a soul. I believe that without an embassy in Jerusalem, diplomatic relations with Israel do not have a real heart, do not have a real soul. With this move, our historic friendship will once again have a palpitating heart. It is also a decision that I sincerely hope will inspire other nations to do the same. However significant the decision to move the embassy to Jerusalem is only one more link in the rich and profound history of friendship between Israel and Paraguay. This long relationship goes back to at least 1947. In that year, Paraguay was proud to cast one of the decisive votes in favor of United Nations Resolution 181, which established the modern state of Israel. a land of milk and honey, as Exodus prophesied. From this moment on, our two nations have been united in a true spirit of friendship and brotherhood, which has stood the test of time and the ever-changing political, diplomatic, and cultural movement. But you may legitimately ask, why are two countries that are geographically so far away one from each other, that on the surface are so different, that have so diverse history, have such a strong and unique bond? Despite these superficial differences, I'm convinced that there are few countries in the world that can understand Israel better than Paraguay. Although many of you may not know this, Paraguay people share the great tradition of the Jewish people of understanding the ideas of adversity and sacrifice. Of course, no people on the face of this earth have endured so much persecution, so much violence, so much injustice as the Jewish people. No words, no historical chronicle can fully describe the trials and tribulations that you have suffered. Yet, at the same time, this fight against adversity and the concept of sacrifice embodies so much of the greatness of these nations and of many of gifts to humanity. Paraguay's path has also seen its shares of hardship, suffering, and resilience. Just as the children of Israel were guided by Moses in search of the promised land, Paraguay too has faced its own particular kind of exodus, of wandering, difficulty, and struggle to survive. Paraguay was once the most prosperous and developed country in South America back in the 19th centuries, as well as a zealous defender of its independence. This created an homogeneous population with strong social ties and a very unique sense of identity. However, Paraguay, like Israel is today, lives in a very rough and complicated vicinity. Our giant and powerful neighbors, Brazil and Argentina, united together with Uruguay, signed a secret treaty, the Treaty of the Triple Alliance, or of the Triple Infamy, as the Argentinian jurist Alberti, censoring his own government, famously called it. Also drafted in euphemistic terms, the real object of this treaty was none other than the total extermination of the Paraguayan people and the elimination of our country from this earth. The Allies together were immensely superior in territory, in military weapons, and in manpower. Yet, they failed to fully understand the soul of the Paraguayan people, so attached to their nation and the values of adversity and sacrifice. The chief commander of the Triple Alliance, Bartolomé Mitre, bragged at the beginning of the war that the troops will be in 24 hours to the barracks, in 15 days to the campaign, in 3 months to Asunción, our own capital. However, the Allies were disappointed, to say the least, when their plan took more than 6 years of brave fighting and resilience by Paraguayans, who managed to save their homeland from complete extermination. In the end, nevertheless, the consequences of the war were truly disastrous. Nearly 90%, 90, of the Paraguayan male population was killed. Two-thirds of the population were either decimated or made prisoner. We lost 60% of the territory. Our industry and commerce were destroyed, and our development halted for over a century. One Brazilian author, extremely critical of his country's deeds, even called the war the South American genocide. Thus, as president of Paraguay, I can look you in the eye and say that the Paraguayan people can understand the adversities, the injustices, the great sacrifices that your people face every day. We know what it's like to live in a neighborhood that wants you to be eliminated. It is this same sense of identity that leads us today to support the State of Israel's legitimate claim to Jerusalem as its capital city, and to defend its territory and people from any invader or external threat. Today, all Paraguayans can say, we understand you, we are with you. In sum, both Paraguay and Israel may be small nations geographically, but spiritually, they have shown to be giants when facing adversity. Moreover, our two nations understand the transformative power of sacrifice, resilience, and hope. We are friends in sum because we share the same values. The brilliant Jewish thinker Hannah Arendt traced the origins of so much of the violence of modernity to a common root, that most hateful ideology of antisemitism. I have to confess here that I have never understood how so many people have adopted this horrible worldview, given that the Jewish people has given so much materially, culturally, and spiritually to the entire world. And yet, sadly, this evil perversion is still very strong, as you all know. Today, we see with deep concern an increase in antisemitism in all of its forms at a global level. This manifests itself not only in violent acts against the Jewish people, but also in a distortion of facts, which seeks to deny Israel's legitimate right to take measures to preserve its own existence. At the height of the anti-Semitism in the 20th century, when the Nazi barbarian seems unstoppable and triumphant, the great Argentinian writer, Jorge Luis Borges, stooped among the anti-Semites to courageously say, "Yo judío, I am Jewish." So today, let me say that to the whole world, that for every act of anti-Semitism, every Paraguayan will respond unequivocally, "Nosotros judíos, we are Jews." Thank you. I'm finishing. Thank you. Thank you. Let me close these remarks once again by thanking you for this unique privilege. Let it shine as a great token symbolizing the friendship between the Jewish people and Paraguay. But before leaving you, please tolerate me one final reflection. Trying to come to terms with the unspeakable evil of the Holocaust, of the Shoah, the German-born Jewish philosopher Theodor Adorno said that it was impossible to write poetry after Auschwitz. Indeed, it seemed that no word, no literary form can fully describe the unnameable cruelty of those deeds. Witnessing the degree of inhumanity achieved by the Nazi barbarism, Adorno seems to have lost any hope in the future. Today, there are still many great challenges faced by the people of Israel. There are extremely trying days ahead, and I understand that this may lead many others to lose hope. And yet, I'm very hopeful for Israel, for its people, and for its future. I'm convinced that Israel and the great Jewish nation will not only endure, they shall prevail. Shalom. Thank you.
Mr. President, you've said it all. So we want to thank you for this invaluable opportunity to get our audience to get to know you and your admirable country. We wish you and the Paraguayan nation only the best and look forward to continue working together with you and with like-minded countries for a better future, for a peaceful world, and for a safe Jewish community in Israel. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.